Hello everyone, this is a video about methylene blue. Just before I jump into the video, if you could please take a quick moment to either like, share, subscribe, or post a quick comment on the video, I'd really appreciate it. So thanks in advance for taking a second to do that. And as per usual, nothing that I'm saying should be construed as medical advice. This is for informational purposes only. If you need medical advice, please talk to your healthcare provider to get that advice. So somebody posted a question on one of my other videos saying what things can be taken with methylene blue to help it work? So great question. With methylene blue, I have had some patients where they have found that taking methylene blue just on its own has made a significant difference. But most of the patients that I've recommended methylene blue to as a therapy, either as an oral supplement or as an intravenous intervention, they have been on other things, and I personally believe, based on my clinical experience, my understanding of human physiology and methylene blue's physiology and all of that, that having those other factors in place is likely what has allowed the methylene blue to help the patients that it has helped in my practice. Methylene blue certainly doesn't help every patient, it seems. Methylene blue being a very strong antioxidant in the body, also has antimicrobial properties to it as well. But where it is a strong antioxidant and antimicrobial, if a person doesn't have microbial overgrowth or they have plenty of antioxidants in the first place, then methylene blue might not really help. So I've had several patients who are just generally healthy, feeling good, kind of wanting to try methylene blue for biohacking purposes, health optimization purposes. I was one of those individuals as well. It's like, hey, this stuff looks really cool, let's give it a try. And it hasn't really made much of a difference for us. And then there's other patients where they have found that it has helped them to feel better over and above their overall good baseline state of health. And then I've had notably more patients who have had underlying health concerns, whether it's fatigue, brain fog, maybe memory issues, things like that, and whether that's related to chronic infections or mold illness or whatever it happens to be, heavy metals, etc. And the methylene blue has been helpful. So it's has the potential to help folks if they need more antioxidants or antimicrobial support, or maybe there's other mechanisms by which methylene blue acts in the body as well. So what are some of those things that I have found to be concomitant factors that I believe help the methylene blue to work better? Well, for folks who have been listening to my channel or my videos on my channel for a while, you're probably not going to be surprised to hear me say that mitochondrial support is really, really helpful. In my opinion, I think it's I won't say a mandatory prerequisite, but it's a pretty darn close to a necessary prerequisite for methylene blue to work as well as possible. When we take more antioxidants, if we have tons of free radicals running around, if a person's full of mycotoxins, a person's full of heavy metals, a person's been exposed to a bunch of ionizing radiation, things like that, the methylene blue could come in and just kind of swing to the rescue and mop up a lot of those pro-oxidants and help the person to feel quite a lot better. That's plausible, and in those cases you wouldn't necessarily need to have comprehensive mitochondrial support in place to help that to work. However, in my experience, the majority of the patients that I've worked with, I think that the methylene blue is helping them because it's augmenting their detoxification pathways, specifically their phase 2 detoxification pathways, and I think it's helping their mitochondria to work better. I think those antioxidants are helping to take some of the pressure off of the cell membranes of the cell membranes of the cell, but also the mitochondrial membranes of the mitochondria, and helping to reduce or mitigate the amount of lipid peroxidation that's happening, and thereby interfering with the infrastructure, basically the structural basis for the way that our mitochondria are actually able to make energy. And then also mitochondria, just by their nature, where they make our ATP, our cellular energy, that's very much an oxidative process. We need oxygen for that process to work. That's why we need to breathe in oxygen continuously. Otherwise, we don't have enough oxygen for the mitochondria to make energy, which is why if you plug your nose and cover your mouth, you will die in fairly short order because you need that ongoing influx of oxygen. And so because oxygen is required for that energy synthesis, then there are oxidative byproducts that are a result of that. And the mitochondria in a healthy person, they're making tons of antioxidants within the mitochondria to neutralize those pro-oxidants, those free radicals as they're called. However, if a person is having some health challenges, if their mitochondria are mired down with heavy metals or mold mycotoxins, or there's a chronic viral issue or whatever it happens to be that's interfering with that healthy mitochondrial physiology, there may very well and probably likely are not enough antioxidants kicking around, so methylene blue can really help. But just quenching those free radicals doesn't necessarily mean that a person's going to feel better. We want to quench those free radicals, but then also make sure the mitochondria are working properly too. So again, in my own clinical practice, I've found that if a person doesn't really need the benefits of methylene blue, increased antioxidants or an antimicrobial activity, it's probably not really going to make much of a difference. For patients where they've commented on some of my other videos, so some of my most popular videos on my YouTube channel at least have been methylene blue focused videos, and I have a hard time keeping up with the comments on those videos because the comment sections will just kind of blow up and I don't have time to get to all of them. I eventually get in there and spend like half an hour weeding through them, but time is in short supply in my life. What some folks have, or a number of times folks have commented saying, I tried methylene blue and it didn't help. And it begs the question, well, was the person just generally healthy and didn't need the extra antioxidants or antimicrobial effects? Or was the person maybe not taking comprehensive mitochondrial support in the first place? What is comprehensive mitochondrial support? So just very briefly, making sure that a person's getting virtually all of the B vitamins in adequate concentrations, certain key minerals, including magnesium and manganese, certain key antioxidants, including taurine, carnitine, and proline, making sure that there's alpha lipoic acid in the mix, coenzyme Q10, which are both crucial for mitochondrial function. And making sure there's adequate methylation support, so methylfolate, methylcobalamin, those are all really important. Vitamin E as well, vitamin C as well, vitamin A as well. So as I've talked about in some of my other videos, and as I talk about extensively in my the complementary module of my Overcoming Chronic Illness course, which you can access if you sign up for my mailing list, either in my bio if you're watching this on Instagram, or in the link below if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, where I post my videos as well. Then you can get access to that video, and it goes into a lot more detail in terms of what that comprehensive mitochondrial support actually looks like. Unfortunately, on social media, or for better or for worse, I'm not able to talk about specific dosages and things like that because that would be construed as medical advice, regardless of the disclaimers ahead of time that it's not medical advice. I have to be very mindful talking about dosages, not my rules of my regulatory college. That's kind of the gist of comprehensive mitochondrial support. I hope that answered your question. I hope that was useful information. If anyone has any questions or comments on this topic or on anything else, just post in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer as soon as I can. As soon as I can being a relative term, bearing in mind that it is a methylene blue related topic and there might be a lot of questions or comments, but I will do my best to get to them in the most timely manner possible.